Morning guys, back at ORP today. It is April 20th, 2024, here for a skip day. It's been quite some time since I've been back at ORP. This is going to be the first time that I've been at ORP for this year. I drove the Fit today. My plan was to take the Civic, but haven't quite finished that up yet since the oil cooler is taking a little bit longer than I expected to, but I'm in process on working on that. Same track day format as the skip day we're used to, 7 hours of open track time. It's pretty cold and windy today. Unlike normal, it's pretty hot and windy, so hopefully the tires will last a little bit longer. Made some changes to the car, so let's go over that. I made a pretty big change to the car since last time I had it at Autocross. I switched it over to a set of V730s. This is a 15x8 plus 28 RPF1 in the front with a 225, 45, 15 Kumho V730. In the back, we have a 15x7 plus 41 RPF1 with a 205, 50, 15 Kumho V730. Hopefully the reverse stagger will get a little bit more rotation out of this car. I completely removed the front sway bar from the subframe of the vehicle, dropped the subframe out, took it out, put it back together with no sway bar in it, just to try and get a little bit more front grip out of it. Seems to have helped. The car's not nearly as noisy going around corners because the disconnected side of the sway bar was hitting the axle and it was pretty annoying. So hopefully this will be a big improvement. I think the spring rates are high enough that no front sway bar shouldn't be a huge detriment, but I haven't tracked the car with this setup on it, so I'm excited to see how it feels, see if it feels better or worse, and I can make changes from there. As far as pads go, we're still on the stock calipers for now. I have a set of DTC 70s up there. They're getting pretty low on life, so I'm probably going to have to switch them halfway through the day to my HP Pluses, which are more of an autocross pad, but I think we should be okay. I'll just have to give myself lots of cool down time after I go out and track it. Hopefully the car doesn't rub too bad. It's pretty low up in the front and the tires get pretty close. They rub over big bumps on the freeway and stuff like that, but should start to self-clearance itself. In the back, we have the Porterfield R4S shoes. Hopefully disc conversion will be coming soon. I installed the Hone Developments camber shims with the toe. We're sitting at about 2.8 degrees camber in the back, 3.2 degrees camber in the front, and hopefully that little bit of straightening out of the toe will be beneficial. The car was super towed in, like 0.3 inches. Now it's like 0.1, so got the tires pointed the right direction a little bit better. But spring rates I'm on 6K in the back, 9K in the front, and that's part of the reason why I took the front sway bar out. I just thought it was a little bit stiff. The roll stiffness is pretty high and it was understeering quite a bit. I left the Progress 22mm sway bar in the back for extra rotation, and hopefully all this stuff will work together and I'll have a favorable experience out here on track today. I'm going to be running a camera facing backwards on the bumper today. Hopefully nothing happens to it, but it is kind of a spare camera, so if something does, I guess we won't get any rearward facing footage, but I think we'll be good. We're just getting the car ready. I'm going to start the day off on 28 PSI, all four corners, see where it goes from there. I'm probably going to have to drop it lower. As far as the shock settings, we're all the way stiff in the back, and I'm like 3/4 of the way up in the front, so I'm going to get myself ready, get in the car, and go out in like probably an hour. I usually like to wait for all the faster cars to come in before I go out on track. I will. I just went out on track. I ran the car for like 3 6-lap sessions. The car handles much differently with this new suspension and tire setup. I think that I like it a lot better. The steering response is a lot better, and the car actually points where you want it to when you turn the steering wheel. You're not just suggesting it, you're actually telling it to go somewhere. So that's great, huge improvement. My best time, started off with a 2:14 in the first session, dropped it down to a 2:11, then I dropped it down to a 2:09.77 for my fastest time so far. I think that's pretty good. My fastest time going clockwise with the old setup was I think around that, and I'm usually a little bit faster clockwise than I am counterclockwise. So we're making progress. Hopefully I can go faster in the afternoon, but I need to change the brake pads over. They're pretty smoked, and I have a clunk in the right rear suspension that I need to check out. Hopefully it's nothing crazy, maybe just like something's loose, but I'm gonna get that up, get the car up in the air, check it out, and if there's nothing loose, then I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with it. But today's been going pretty good, and hopefully I can go faster in the afternoon. One time I did 10 laps. I was consistently running 2:11s throughout the whole time. The car still feels good. I'm doing pretty good on fuel still, which is great. Might have to put in a little bit before the day's over, but I didn't change the brake pads. They're still hanging on there for dear life, but I'm trying to get my money's worth out of these things. I'm going to have to change them after this track day regardless, so we'll stick with them. I found the clunk in the suspension. The lock collar for the coilover had come loose, so I tightened that down, no more clunk, and we're probably going to go out here in just a second once I get the car all checked over and make sure the tire pressures are good. in session, and my car's making kind of a funny noise when I go left. It's coming from the right front corner. Thought it was another wheel bearing, but it doesn't seem like it. So I've crayoned my inner fender well and put some tape right here to see if it'll rub it off. We'll see how that works, but I'm gonna go out for probably a couple more laps and then call it just to see what's going on. But hopefully it's not anything major, just a little bit of rubbing. It just sounds weird when I go around one specific corner on the track. I think that's going to be about it for today. I think I've had enough driving. I took the car out and did 12 laps in it. It would stop making the noise if I straightened the wheel out a little bit, so I'm 90% certain it was just the wheel rubbing where the fender meets the bumper. It rubbed all the tape off up there, but it didn't rub on the inside, so just kept sending it. I had a blast today. The car felt a lot better than it ever has, which is awesome. I'm really glad that I stuck with this suspension setup and made it work. I think that it just likes a little bit stiffer of a tire up front. I'm gonna do a little bit of stuff, change the car up a little bit, just basically make more clearance for the tires under the fender well. But I'm pretty sunburned, I'm tired, and I gotta go find an air mattress in the middle of nowhere because ours popped last night. So did this whole track day on 2 hours of sleep. So I will see you guys next time. Hopefully next time we'll be out in the Civic at the Ridge for on-grid. So I'll see you guys then.